tuned for sports. Keeping Score with Jess and Dean.
It is Sunday, January 25th. Snow is a-coming. That's my Snow is a-coming song. It's an original track. And my name is Jessica Sciano, and I'm done for the day. You want me to sing more? Snow, snow, snow is a-coming. Coming down the road, unlike Dean, because he doesn't drive in the snow or rain.
I'm cold.
So what's going on with your heat? Figure it out. What's going on? You can't live. You can't live.
You're right. Especially this is the worst time that would happened. And it's no more calling service guys and come over and put a Band-Aid on it. You're just throwing money at the problem. They came the other day. I woke up, it was like 10. And I was like, I had 3 levels on. And I said to myself, that was last Sunday, actually, when you went to the game.
Yes. I was probably warmer outside.
Yeah. And so it turns out I told my brother, I said, there's a smell in the house. It's like something's burnt. It doesn't smell right. And he said, don't worry about it. So another day goes by. He calls me up. I'm at work. He goes, yeah, when you go home tonight, sleep in the basement. He goes, I shut the furnace off. He goes, that's toxic. He goes, it's over. He goes, we were trying to get to the spring to do a change from oil to gas.
Oh, I see.
And now we obviously can't do it tomorrow. It's not going to happen. This is the worst week of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm in trouble right now because he's right now in the process of putting Band-Aids on it right now with some heating systems and stuff to get through it to make sure your pipes don't burn. Everything. I know. As of right now, I have no heat upstairs. I have it downstairs. I have a wall unit, but I'm sleeping with 3 levels on. To be honest with you, I threw everything over my PJs are on underneath right now. I got like 4 levels on.
You're gonna get sick.
So this is what it is. So
it's layers, not levels.
What are we doing? Still levels of clothes.
Okay,
layers, levels. Listen, I'm freaking cold. All right.
Your brain is how's your tooth?
My lingo's off. The last piece of the stitch came out the other night. The stitch I just ended up in my hand as I was talking to someone at work. It was pretty gross.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, so
did you get a big tip?
It's been a tough week.
Oh, excuse me. Can I get you the bread and butter?
I'm battling over here.
I'm sorry. All right. Well, you got to figure that out. And if you need to come over to our house, obviously you're more than welcome. I just don't know how you're going to get there.
We're keeping that away from my mother because she's going to make me go live back at home and I don't want to be there. So it's no offense. I know
hopefully she's not tuning in.
She's not listening to Keeping Score. I can tell you that right now. But if she finds out, and Larry's been over the house on and off for like days trying to figure this whole thing out. So the more he's in the trenches at my house, she's going to find out. She's like Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote. She's on the case.
Very nice. So it's very recent reference, by the way. Excellent. We're really kicking things off great today.
I watched an episode of it the other night. I couldn't sleep. I've had a hard time sleeping, and so it's like I was up and you
can see your breath.
It's on Hallmark at like 4 a.m.
Oh my God, I can't.
Show's brutal.
Oh my God. Your story is brutal for me right now.
Like a decade.
I can't.
All right, let's pivot. Did you have a good time at the game?
We had a great time at the game. It was fantastic. It was electric. People were pumped. It was all motivated.
I was a little jerked on social media that you were like already chalking up a Super Bowl for the Pats. Kind of got a little. I said my partner's getting a little ahead of herself. Well, as you were kind of like interviewing like my replacement Ben Libby, who went to the game with you, and I will commend him for his Steve Grogan throwback jersey that he had on.
Yes.
So I'm looking. I'm like 14. I'm like, all right, 14. All right, yeah. 14 now. I think I don't even know who wears 14 now. Oh, Spillane wears 14.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna guess if you look at the back of Ben, I didn't see it. I think it would say Grogan.
Yeah, it did say Grogan. Yeah, 100%. I'm like, what year did you get this?
You know what, Jess?
It was a gift.
I always believe that like sometimes we forget. We forget like the guys that paved the way. Now, like, of course, everybody, the spoiled people who grew up around here recently, the last 20 years, they Brady. All they know is winning number 12, TB12. You forget the guys that paved the way. The Grogans in the 70s when Sullivan Stadium was a morgue and the team sucked and he had the neck brace on and he went out and played every week. That's why when Ben had that jersey on, I like that because he doesn't forget where it all started. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, that paved the way. It led to Parcells and Bledsoe. And then, of course, Belichick and Brady. And here we are. Vrabel in May.
Love it.
Good times regardless of what happens. But I'm happy you had a good time. I just wasn't physically up to it.
No, it's okay. And the way Benny had it all planned out, I just left it up to him. I got in his car. We got there, and I got
the tickets, handled everything else.
And he did a great job.
You're home by 8.
Yep, it was beautiful. It was fantastic. We had a great time.
What did the boss on Cranston Street do all day?
Read a book actually, and then looked for us on TV, which we did not make it.
What?
And then my mom thought I was driving home and my mom's like, by the way, I found you on TV.
Oh, my mother used to do all the time. She goes, I saw you the other night. I was in the nosebleeds, okay? I was in the center field bleachers at Fenway. You didn't see me, okay?
So she sent it to everybody, and everyone was like, oh my God, I can't believe you found her. And 70,000 people. I can't believe. And then she sent me the picture. I'm like, Mom, that's not me. Like, not even close. She's like, that's a brown jacket I got you. I'm like, nope, I was wearing a blue jacket. She's like, yeah, I'm just like, don't put her in front of like a police station for a lineup because someone innocent is going to jail. Yeah. So anyway, we had a fantastic time. And obviously I would have loved to represent you and me for keeping score, but I know you were under the weather, and it was probably a good thing because I don't know if I was in any condition to drive. And we know you're in no condition to drive.
I'm not allowed to drive.
No, not at all. So I think we should get to the show. Obviously, a lot of football action to talk about. So let's go.
The first and 10 for the Texans, C.J. Stroud. Play fake, bootleg to the near side. Receiver fell down, and Stroud throws it up in the air. Intercepted Marcus Jones. Right 20, 15, 10. Jones is tackled by Hutchinson. Takes him to the pylon. Touchdown, Patriots!
Look at it. It's nuts again. They're going nuts. And you got to love it.
May stands in, throws the long ball deep down the right side for Kayshon Boutte. Reaches out with the right hand. Pulls it in. Touchdown, Patriots! A diving grab by Boutte.
That's what's up. Big time throw by the MVP. I'm calling it the MVP.
The Patriots win it over the Texans 28-16, having reached the AFC Championship game for the 16th time in franchise history.
Did you hear me yelling? Did you hear that woohoo? That was me. That was in section 215. Did you hear it?
No.
I will say this about going to the game. Obviously, when they're in the end zone, you can see it and everything is fantastic. There was a lot of plays that I didn't know Drake May was a little sloppy with the ball.
Yeah.
And a lot of oopsies and slipsies, but I'm glad they pulled out a win. But it needs to be cleaned up for today. That's for sure.
And I hope they're going over that in practice all week. You're going to be obviously in the altitude. We'll get into the Denver matchup. But I told you those guys were vicious with Willie Anderson Jr. I said, watch out for him. He's coming. Will Campbell better, he's not going to grow bigger, longer arms. But that was challenging.
Bigger shoulders.
That was challenging. I mean, May put it on the carpet a few times. I think 4. We got the ball back a couple of times, so they were fortunate. But a lot of turnovers. And I believe that if even C.J. Stroud was serviceable in that game, like I said on Pro FM the other day, you'd be going home with an L that day because, wow, I mean, all the turnovers, I think there was 8 or 9 combined. The Patriots just found a way to win the battle. You heard those 2 clips, the Boutte touchdown, which was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, crazy.
And, of course, the defense has just been great all year. I had but a discussion with Frank Rebezzo the other night, diehard Patriot fan. He's a big Carlton Davis fan. And, of course, we know Gonzalez is on one side. He played great. Mm-hmm. And Davis is on the other side who makes plays but does make a lot of mistakes. I said, yeah, he's also good for at least a flag every game. So he texts me, he gets an interception. He goes, take that back right now. He just got an interception. Like, he's already got a flag for the game. He ended up with, I think, 2 interceptions and 3 penalties in the game. So I told my brother, I go, this freaking guy keeps everybody in the game. Yeah. He's on both teams.
He's like Jameis Winston.
Yeah, he doesn't want it to end. He's just keeping both teams in the game. He did have a nice pick near the sideline. He kept his feet in bounds. Yep. The other one went down.
It's amazing what and just the athletic ability for them to have those toes down when their whole entire body, their entire weight is above.
I believe the whole Milton Williams, having him back at the end of the season, of course, all season, he was great before the injury. He's a difference maker, and that's why you pay your interior lineman over $100 million. A lot of people thought he was only good in Philly because Philly had the squad. Yeah. And he was just, because Jalen Carter was there, so everyone doubled Carter. And now everyone probably thinks that other guys will do well in New England because they're going to double Milton Williams and maybe Barmore, who had a good game. And it just seemed like Spillane being back, the defense, Caleb Von Jason.
They're full, right?
They're full. They're right there. They're healthy. They're ready to go. Marcus Jones, just what a year he had to take that one to the end zone.
Underrated, by the way. Like, why do we always forget about him? I admit myself. I mean, we're talking about May. We're talking about trying to get Hollins back. We're talking about Diggs. But this guy he's fantastic.
No, it's great. And it's, of course, if you remember the old days, 3 or 4 years ago when they were really bad, he played a lot on offense, but you don't want to burn him out. You want to keep him on. They need him on defense. He's got a role there. He's been terrific. But Stroud was God right awful, and I'm glad. I feel for the kid, but I'll be honest with you, Jess. I'm not going to be a Monday morning quarterback because I said it to my brother during the half. I said I'm not worried. when I say I'm D'Amico Ryans now.
Mhm.
I am not worried about next year losing my quarterback's like mental. No, he's out of the game right now.
You need to win.
4 picks at the midway point, and you're still in the game, Jess. You're still in it.
Yeah.
Patriots got like 5 points off. I mean, what they get like 8 points off of like 5 turnovers. They didn't turn it into touchdowns other than the Jones pick. He took it back on the deflection. I would have went to Davis Mills.
Yeah.
And maybe because I saw Mills and because I've seen Mills for 3 years, I'm just saying solid
and
quarterback
Mills
play.
won with he won when Stroud was hurt.
There you go.
Right. They won. That started their 5. Would they win 5 in a row or something?
It wasn't his day. That game was there for a taking. You know, they came down.
2 games weren't his day. Actually,
They did get a field goal in the third quarter to get it to a 1-score game. It was 8. It was 11 at the break. 21-10. It was right there for the Patriots. The booty touchdown kind of, obviously sent Jess and Libby to the exits, which was a good
we got
day.
Pizza and our Trulies, and we went back to the seats for a little bit, and then we pieced out. Yep.
No, it's a good day.
No, it was a great day. It was fantastic, and I didn't have to work the next day, so it was even better. So it was a complete success. So
Trot,
which I will. Yeah, we went to the Trot on Monday.
Yeah,
it was quite enjoyable. Oh, the filet was phenomenal.
No, you can't miss, huh?
No, it was unbelievable. What else did I want to say about today's? Well, now let's get to today's game because obviously Houston's in the back, the rear view mirror. So we're done with that. I'm kind of glad that the Bills didn't win because imagine a home game today, people would be dead because there's no way with the snow coming through, people trying to drive home out of Gillette, forget it. It would have been insane.
But wait a minute, on the football end of it, in the pregame, you were kind of making it sound like you didn't think Buffalo could come in here and beat us, though.
No.
So then I want. Listen, all I care about is the game. What gives us the easier path to the Super Bowl in your estimation?
Well, I didn't want to travel, so I wanted to be home.
Okay.
So
all right.
I would think that at least we know the Bills as opposed to, I mean, we haven't played the Broncos. We have no idea.
Yeah, true.
So I think with 3 games, I think the third one being at home, I think the Patriots would have won. And, although who knows, because the conditions, it would have been it would have just been a run game, I think.
Yeah.
Because as we know, and Josh Allen, by the way, both boys, not great in the conditions. And they're running they're just the ball in one hand, protect it. Well, he's getting knocked out left and right.
Allen a little more in that game against Denver.
He got desperate. He wasn't thinking right.
First of all, and of course McDermott got pink slipped the next morning. But I just don't understand. At the end of the half, there's about 20 seconds left, and you're not even close to field goal range. And he's in the middle of the field running. And by the way,
that was 3 more points.
It'd be nice if you had some help from your teammates. Like he fumbles the ball, it was his fault. But one of his linemen's right there. He's the only guy there, and he pounces on the ball. Next, it's not. He doesn't have it.
Right.
And then a Denver Bronco guy just takes the, picks
that was 10 points in 2 minutes.
Come on, it was in 11 seconds. They got 10. So that was it right there. But on the Patriot side, Drake May's, I believe his fumbles just were more because he was staying in the pocket a little too long. He was holding it too long. You got to have a clock in your head, Jess. You got to be like, okay, 1, 2, and it's got to be out of there. There was one play though, Jess.
Campbell has to play better.
He does. And I got to say one thing. One of the plays where he rolled out and fumbled. It got punched out. Yeah. He was diving. He was going down, and it still got punched out. So that one's just kind of you got to tip your cap to the other side. But the ones where you stay in there too long, you got to be more aware.
From behind.
And that's why Tom always had that pocket presence. He always could sense the guy coming and would just either step up, just that one step where a guy thinks he had it.
All he had was the one step.
and by the way, back to Houston, we put him in the rear view, but they're interior guys like Anderson and Hunter. They're gifted. They don't only get to the quarterback. Just you notice some of the plays, they literally it's almost like a basketball player blocking a shot. They get the ball and it's hand-on ball. It's not like they're not just rugged guys that just come and just drop you.
Right.
They make the play. They know how to strip that ball and hit the ball.
Right.
Where they're not going to get called for a penalty. It's clean. But no, Drake's definitely got to clean that up today and have a better day, or else it's going to be a quick exit for the Pats. This game is on the table for them, favored by what? It's down to 4.5 now.
4.5.
I know it was 5.5 earlier in the week. There's been so much buzz this week. I want to know how you feel about it with the whole Jarrett Stidham thing, because Bo Nix on the second to last play broke his leg. It broke his ankle. It's ironic because everyone's saying how Stidham doesn't roll out the way Bo Nix would. Bo Nix likes to roll out right, and of course on the second to last play he rolled out left and broke his ankle on that play, and nobody knew really what happened because it happened so quick. The game ended. Jarrett Stidham, I mean, of course you could say he's playing with house money here because what are the expectations? He's a guy who's well rested. He hasn't thrown a football in 2 years other than the preseason, but I'm worried worried about it. I'm worried because I worry about the unknown. Like you had us in the Super Bowl last week when you found out that he was quarterback.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I
think he's better than Bo Nix.
He didn't leave an impression on you. Think who's better?
I think it's better having him today than Bo Nix.
Oh, right.
Better having Stidham.
It's totally set up. But I worry about the fact that like Sean Payton, great coach, and I love Vrabel, but like if I had to give the edge in coaching, just because Payton's won a Super Bowl, I think he's an innovator, and Vrabel's going to have to win one to for me to put him up in that top 2 or 3. I just think with Stidham, it's just like I'm worried. I mean, I saw him in New England. I remember when he was there.
But don't you think we have an advantage because Josh McDaniels had a lot to do with him being on the Patriots and taking him over to the Raiders? So don't you think he knows a little something on how to get to him, right?
And I think Vrabel likes him too because Vrabel wanted him in the offseason. We ended up with Dobbs, and he got a 2-year deal for $12 million. That's $6 million for a backup quarterback.
That's a nice gig.
So I think people think somewhere around the league that he's pretty serviceable as a backup. I'd still take it. I like the matchup.
All right, let's see Peyton talking about Stidham.
He's ready. He's ready. I said this at the beginning of the season. I feel like I've got a 2 that's capable of starting for a handful of number of teams, and I know he feels the same way. So watch out. Watch. Just watch.
And this is Vrabel on Stidham.
Ironic, just speaking with his agent, they're like, well, if you don't want your starter to get hurt, sign Jarrett. That was before, yesterday or 2 days ago. Just going back to when Josh had him and playing against that, I think he sees things really well. I think he's athletic enough to extend, like we talk about a lot of quarterbacks. The accuracy, I think the decision making, he's really decisive in the games that we went back and watched. And this is even going back to when I was in Tennessee as well.
So, I mean, that's the thing. We can't underestimate him. But you also have to think this kid it's going to be a lot of sleepless nights for him. I'm sure like he's not, waking up and being like, I got this. Like he has to go over everything. He has to practice is different than the actual game. And he hasn't been in an actual game in 3 years. So I feel like either he's going to excel or he's going to collapse.
They've got a couple of all pros, like one on the left side, Bowles, and then one on the right side. McGlinchey's a good right tackle. The center's like okay. They've got a nice line. I think Peyton's going to try to run the football. J.K. Dobbins, their running back, who's been out. He's possibly back in this game, so they might have him. The kid Javi can run the ball. I think they're going to try to run the ball, play ball control, long drives. Put Stidham in a position to succeed, and I think it's going to be a close game.
Do you think? I mean, and I don't want anything fixed, and I don't want to throw that into the universe. Obviously not. But let's think about what the possible Super Bowl could be: Jared Stidham and Darnold. Like, who's going to buy tickets to that game? I mean, obviously, the Seahawks fans or the Broncos, but no one wants those two quarterbacks as a Super Bowl, whatever number it is. Was it 60 or something?
Yeah.
They want May and Stafford, for the ratings and for everything. So, I mean,
and it would be the third time that those teams would play each other in the last since 2001. I remember they were because you probably forget they were the St. Louis Rams. They moved to LA, and of course Brady's last Super Bowl with the Pats was what, 2019? Yeah, 19. So it would be the third time they'd be matching up against each other. Different teams, but be interesting.
Now, I know a lot of people were saying, like, well, the Patriots always lose in Denver. And I would say that, the altitude has something to do with that. But when we've seen them play in Denver, it's been with Tom Brady. Like, this is a whole new team. It's a different,
they still lost.
Yeah.
They never won down there. I'm just saying. So this thing is a real thing. And I was trying to tell you off here, it seems like everybody says it's a real thing. Nobody dispels the myth that it's real. But then I'm saying to myself, if it's real, then how come they don't win the Super Bowl every year? Then nobody can beat them down there.
Because they do have road games.
Have to play it. And by the way, the Pats have not their record on the road this year, 8-0. So, I mean, listen, the altitude, if this game was in Foxborough, I'd be telling you, let's get it ready. Santa Clara, here we come. But because it's down there.
Would you go to the Super Bowl?
I've always said I'd put a ceiling, and of course, I don't have kids. I'm divorced with no kids, so I mean, the money wouldn't be an issue. But you'd have to be practical to a point. Like, what would be my ceiling?
Yeah.
I've said, and I know it would be maybe I'm reaching, but I'm saying like for the whole week, for the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah. So you're saying going Thursday through Tuesday or Monday?
Yeah. Ticket and everything.
Yep. Hotel.
I would have no problem. In a heartbeat to go 5.
Okay.
10 is like kind of like.
What about 8? I think you'd go
I mean,
for
we're
8.
splitting hairs. You want to get in the middle? I mean, possibly. You know, I
Yeah.
have no heat in the house right now, so I
Yes,
mean,
so you may
I got a big. I mean, listen, I got to prioritize
Who
a
knew
little
that
bit.
you had more gas in your car than you do in your house? So sad. I do have one more clip that I want to play about the game today. This is coming from Drake May.
Yeah, the stakes for the past 2 weeks have been win or go home. So it's just another playoff game that we get a chance to go on a road environment that's hostile, and a great football team that's got great coaches, great defense, great players, and I think it's just another challenge for us to finish what we started. I don't think we want to stop here, and we want to keep going.
So, I mean, I'm just pumped. I understand your concern. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited. And in the end, did anyone anticipate AFC Championship?
No,
we didn't.
No,
I know
no.
we got to take.
And if anybody says they did, they're lying.
Oh,
Okay,
100%.
Nobody picked it. Nobody put it on paper. Took a picture of it and said, "Look, I said this back in September." No, you didn't.
Right.
Okay, but yeah,
I did have the Patriots winning the Super Bowl. I did put a bet in, and I think it was August. I put $4 down. I could win $140. So
nice.
Yeah, I know. So
nice.
Anyway,
Well, listen. I mean, this game, like I said, when you think about some of the talent, and I will say this: as much as I thought all year Denver's defense was like elite, and I'm not saying it's not. You face the Chargers, top 10 defense. You face the Texans, top 3 defense. I think they're number 1.
Right.
So, like, right now, I look at Denver, and I'm not as concerned about the defense as I was 2 or 3 weeks ago. Because I think now we've had a little bit of a warm up here, of a test. Right. Of course, I love the kid Nick Bonito, a kid with the long hair. He comes off the edge, 6'3", 240, had 14 sacks,
I hate that hair.
2 forced fumbles, 31 solo tackles. Alex Street? I'm
Bregman?
No, that's not funny.
Rodriguez.
Okay, anyways, 14 tackles. No, Jonathan Cooper on the other side. I like their down lineman. I think, like I said, Drake's got to kind of move a little bit. I'm not saying obviously we know he's mobile.
Right.
He stayed in the pocket a little too long in that Texans game, but it's Alex Singleton, by the way.
Well, at least their weather
14
conditions will
tackles.
be better there than they're going to be here. So I think that's a benefit for Drake May, because I do think a lot of people have been talking about smaller hands, slippery ball.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And by the way, Jess, as far as our guy, Christian Gonzalez, sort of what we would call our shutdown corner.
Yeah.
Their guy won the Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year last year, Patrick Surtain Jr. Of course, I remember his dad playing for the Dolphins back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Surtain is terrific. The Patriots can get something, maybe Kayshon Boutte, and exploit the matchup on the other side. Riley Moss is the guy, the cornerback for Denver, he's even admitted, I know I'm going to get picked on. No, it's because they know they have Surtain, so they're going to go with this guy. They have no choice. He had 12 penalties this year and did give up 7 touchdowns. Both led the league. So there's the guy if you're looking for a matchup to kind of like get. And Boutte can kind of go. He can go deep. He wins those 50-50 balls. He's been a guy that really has emerged. I think he's got 141 yards in the 2 games so far in the playoffs. He's been a big.
Booty does go deep.
The booty goes deep, and of course it would help. And I don't know right now, as you and I do keeping score right here, getting ready for game time, if Matt Collins gets activated for this game, but he is eligible. You've asked me a few weeks with the abdomen injury.
He was wearing the white jersey on Thursday at practice, so I don't know what that means.
So him on the Patriots side and Dobbins on the other side for Denver. Those are the 2 guys that could be activated for this game. We'll see how it plays out. I don't know how effective either one will be, but it'll be interesting to see.
Would you think in this game they would say, you know what, not worth getting Hollins hurt? Let's save him, see if we can win one. Or no, just go for it.
No,
okay.
if he can play and he believes he can still go up and get, I don't know much about that injury. I know it's something that's kept him out for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
If he can play and he says he can still move the chains and go out and help the team, there is no Super Bowl. It's tough to get there. You have to win, and they're going to need everything going. Relatively healthy, with or without Hollins, the team is pretty healthy for this game.
We're very fortunate in that sense. Let's see. Do we want to obviously I mentioned earlier, Campbell has to play better. There is a clip that's out there. Obviously, Vrabel, gives all the guys a hug and a high five in the tunnel after the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Campbell was down on himself because he was shaking his head, and Vrabel went under his chin and said, keep your chin up. So at least Campbell is aware of his play, and he's disappointed in himself, and he's not like one of those guys who's just like, well, we won and we won. I like that he's a hard worker, and I do believe he's going to play better today because A, he has to, and B, I just think that maybe he I mean, he knows he has to lay it all on the line today.
All right. A, B, and now C.
Yeah.
You heard me talk about C.J. Stroud, and I believe he should have been yanked at halftime. If there's a situation that we can equate, it would be that. You look at this, if you're seeing Nick Bonito just like bum rush through him 3 or 4 times, I go over to the sidelines. I got to go get Vidarian Lowe, get in there for Will. We got to fix this thing because the only guys can help him and chip and bring extra linemen in and tight ends and line up. At some point, you got to win your matchup.
Right.
And if he doesn't, I think you'll see it early.
Can you just have Lowe and Campbell and tape them together as one player?
What? Or just take Lowe's arms and just use the rest
arms and shoulders. Can we just mix and match like a transformer or something? All right. I think what we should do is thank our sponsors, and we're going to come back because there's another game today. We got the Rams and Seahawks. We'll be right back.
790 The Score, your best bet for sports.
The Rhode Island Building and Construction Trades Council. 10,000 skilled craftsmen and women. Together with our contractors, we spend approximately $6 million per year training our membership in state-of-the-art construction technologies to ensure a stable, safe, and productive workforce, delivering projects on time and on or under budget with the finest craftsmanship in the industry. The Rhode Island Building and Construction Trades Council. We build Rhode Island.
Celebrating 25 years, Build RI members have been directly involved in constructing over 110 local, all-union, large-scale commercial construction projects worth more than $10 billion, promoting local economic development initiatives in order to create business opportunities for local businesses and work opportunities for local skilled craftsmen and women in a competitive environment that is level and fair. With career opportunities developed through apprenticeship training programs, the focus is geared towards making their craftsmen and women the most highly skilled in the construction industry. To find out more, visit buildri.org. No one wants to be involved in an accident, but if there is an occurrence, the best place to take your vehicle is Northeast Auto Body in Johnston. They have a state-of-the-art collision and service center complete with the latest in mechanical and collision repair. But they're a business that handles more than just body work. They provide services such as vehicle inspections, mechanical work, rentals, paintless dent removal, 24-hour towing, and more. Northeast Auto Body, serving New England for over 20 years. Get it done right the first time. Northeast Auto Body, 775 Hartford Ave, Johnston, and at neautobody.com. All right, so we have another game today. We obviously have the Seahawks at home taking on the Rams. The Rams getting 2.5. And how do you feel about this game? Because, I mean, I just feel like the Seahawks against the 49ers, you can't even, that wasn't even a game. Like, there wasn't even was no competition. So I think finally, I feel like that was false advertising on how the team really is. Like, I get it. The Seahawks are good. But when you break it down, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to be a Rams girl.
But when it's 41-6, Jess, you don't worry about Sam Darnold giving it away because it's blowout city. Their defense is off the charts.
Yeah.
Now, I keep saying, all right, the Texans have a great defense. The Denver has a great defense. These teams have great defenses. These are the teams right here. That's why we're talking about, wait a minute, what teams, what's the common denominator here? They're all in the playoffs. And some of them are out now. But you know what I'm saying? They're all in the postseason. The Seattle team, I mean, Donald's playing with an oblique injury on top of it, and it didn't.
You wouldn't have known the other day.
It didn't matter in that game, but he didn't have to. His numbers weren't great in this game. What I look at is just over the past few years with different teams. Obviously, Donald's had in 5 games against the Rams, 5 touchdowns, but he has 7 interceptions.
Okay.
He's had some really bad games. I still think if it's close, all things being equal, I think Seattle's defense could take them to the Super Bowl. But on the road in this one, I'm going Rams in this game. I still like Stafford. I think they escaped. They got it done against Chicago.
It was a little too close.
Something's going on with Caleb. I mean, I don't know, whatever. That's a story for another day, what goes on in Chicago.
Well, it seems like he's having fun at all the other sporting events that he's at.
Right. He was at a game the other night with one of his teammates.
He went to the basketball game. He went to the hockey game.
Yeah.
Like, I guess he shakes it off pretty quickly.
It's interesting that another one keeps both teams in the game. But no, this one's
he
like,
did better.
Yeah. Yes. He's got the right coach there.
Yes.
But I don't know. Mike McDonald has done a great job. You have to say McDonald, McDaniel, all that. The Seattle team's real. I think Charbonnet, if I'm saying his name right, the running back is out in this game. They do still have Kenneth Walker. He can run the ball. I think he had a lot of touches. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. So Donald's going to have some help. But I think Stafford gets this one. I think it's going to be a tight game. And I think if it comes down to late in the game, it's been my theme all year that, like, if it's close, all things being equal, I don't think Donald gets get you over the hump. I think the only way they win is if it's, again, blowout city. If it's close, I'm taking the Rams in this game.
Right. I just think that Stafford has too much experience, and there's like I said again with Darnold, him and Stidham in the Super Bowl. I mean, you just can't see it. Talk about a lackluster. I'll be looking forward to Bad Bunny as a Super Bowl halftime show. But I think I'm not going to say he's going to see ghosts, because I think that's years ago, and he is obviously a better player than that. But him being hurt, I mean, doesn't hurt the Rams. And then I can't believe I'm saying this, because, I mean, obviously, if the Patriots play either team, I think it'll be, a close game. And, I mean, it could be a Patriots win, but you want Rams Patriots. Like that's just how it's going to come.
Vrabel, McVay, that's the way. I'd love to see that.
Right.
But we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves.
Yes, I know.
But,
we just got to win today.
I like the Rams.
Right.
Hopefully it's a good game, because we don't really care. It's the 6:00 game, so it's a night game.
Right. Yeah. So I'll not be shoveling, and hopefully you'll maybe have a little bit of heat by then.
I hope so. And by the way, and we may have time at the end of the show with any kind of entertainment, but if we don't, just in case, after both games, Fox does premiere the that show I told you about. Don't laugh at me. No, don't laugh. With Patrick Dempsey about he's a serial killer, or he's a bomber,
I would like that.
but he's got dementia or Alzheimer's, and he's killing.
Well, that's the best way to do it.
Michael Imperioli is in the show also. So I did mention it, and I believe it's gonna boot with a 2-part series, so it'll be right after the NFC Championship game, and then Monday night on Fox. So it's gonna go back to back.
Thank you for that scheduling. Christopher, I forgot to mention we do have Godson's Games of the Week. Let's see who he selects.
Let's go! Football! Godson's Games of the Week.
He likes it the way we like it. He's going the Patriots, which as of right now they're giving 5.5, and he's going with the Rams, getting 2.5. So Godson wants the same people in the Super Bowl as we do. Patriots, Rams is who he's going with for this week. We can just pop that down, and I guess what we can talk about next, I mean, if we don't have anything else game day wise, I think we should cover some of the coaching decisions that have been moved. I don't understand why coaches who haven't been successful go somewhere else. So Saleh is who I'm using as the example. Terrible at the Jets, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes to the 49ers, and they had a pretty decent season as he was a defensive coordinator.
Back to the 49ers. That's where he was before.
Right.
So it seemed like he fits there.
Right.
Yeah.
So now he's going to be the head. Was it the Titans?
Yeah. No, did he take the Titans?
Was it the Titans? I thought it was. Either way, is the money jump that much more? It is.
I don't. You're asking good questions. I'm not.
The pressure of having that, is it the title? You're not good at it.
Yes, you're looking at it that way. I'm looking at it more like, geez, you're just such a good coordinator. Just know your
role.
Yeah.
Right.
And if it is the Titans, and I think it is, I'm not rolling the dice on that's not going to be the job that's going to resurrect me as a head coach.
Right.
You're years away. All right, maybe Cam Ward's there. Okay, but you're not winning.
Titans.
You're not winning 10 next year. I don't think. I mean, look what Vrabel did this year. Amazing with the team that we thought was pitiful. I'm just
apples and oranges.
I
don't think it's the same thing.
No,
right.
there's so many, and I hate to use the word retread, but it's over and over. By the way, I get so confused because we do once a week. Because you said, let's go over some of these coaching changes. We're going to talk about it. But when we were on the air last week, I don't know if Harbaugh had got the Giants job yet.
It wasn't official.
Okay,
they were in
all
talks.
Right, so we knew that already. Yep. So, and of course, that's big for Giants fans are going nuts now. They got the guy.
And
there.
good for them.
And let me tell you something, Jess, I have no problems. I don't know if I said it last week on the show. I didn't even really get a chance. I've had other things going on to even watch. I know. And by the way, we're back on YouTube, and I didn't watch it last week. I haven't watched it yet. But I
it was
it's
magical.
A scene, man. But no, I'm just saying. I believe, Jess.
Yes.
That Harbaugh can do definitely can do a Vrabel. And just because I think that division's weird, they could win that division next year. The Giants, I can't see why not. I mean, if Dot turns out to get his head straight and not think he's I've been doing this my whole life, and listen to your coach.
Yeah.
With Philly being kind of Washington went back to earth. Dan Quinn had on backwards. See you later. And of course, Dallas is Dallas. Why can't the Giants? That division's there for the taking for anybody. So that'll be interesting to see what happens going forward.
And then McDaniel, see, this is where I think he fits his role better as an offensive coordinator. So, like, he went to...
did he go to the Ravens or did he go to the Chargers?
He went to the Chargers.
He's going to be Harbaugh. Greg Roman's out, and Harbaugh is going to go with Mike McDaniel. Boy, talk about two different personalities there. But like you said, he obviously, he's been a head coach. He's been a coordinator. We know he knows X's and O's. He's smart. You look at him, I could see coordinator.
Yeah.
I don't see head coach.
No, there's some stature you need as a head coach.
There has to be something, and he doesn't have it, but he definitely could. He can do it as a coordinator, so that's a big move there. So on the defensive side of the ball for the Chargers, Jim Harbaugh did lose his defensive coordinator, who he had in college, even at Michigan, Jesse Minter. He took the head coaching job in Baltimore. And the funny thing, the ironic thing is, at some point, Minter's very talented. I think he's going to do a great job. He's coached under both Harbaughs. He was in Baltimore under John Harbaugh.
Oh, boy.
He was with Jim.
Who's your favorite? Not you, him.
What? So Baltimore, and I heard someone say it this morning on some of the experts said, well, you know what? Harbaugh's out of Baltimore right now, and you knew they were going to keep the quarterback.
Right.
And now they're saying, like, okay, now the quarterback's on notice because, like, now the coach went. Now Harbaugh, now it's time for Lamar Jackson to step up. This better work because now you can't just keep getting rid of coaches. At some point, the quarterback goes. Yeah. So we'll see how that all plays out. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in Baltimore.
All right, and final thing, I know because we're really crushing it with football today, but I feel like there's stuff we have to talk about.
Yeah.
The MVP race.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've had the nominations went out this week. We have Drake May up against Stafford. Hold on, I'm looking it up, and I just had it. Christian McCaffrey is the only non-quarterback up for MVP this year. When he's my guy, and obviously very close friend of the radio show. We have Stafford obviously is up for it, which everyone's saying Stafford's going to win, and I think that's because of years of experience.
I know there's five candidates. The last month we've heard two names. It's Stafford and it's May.
Right.
And it's going to be down to those two. You want to chuck McCaffrey in there or Trevor Lawrence in there?
Yeah, Lawrence is in there.
And he had a nice second half of the season. I'll give it to him. Edie Falco. I get it. But it's those
Infurio.
It's at the top. It's May or Stafford, and I can live with either decision. I mean, you know how I feel about awards. It's only nice when your team's winning, and the Pats have won this year. So I would love to see our guy get it.
Yep.
I'm definitely biased towards him, but Stafford's probably going to get it.
And Vrabel is up for Coach of the Year too.
Okay. By the way, as far as Coach of the Year, off the top of my head, I would have to assume that DeMeco Ryans is in there. I'd have to assume that Jim Harbaugh could be in there.
I can't believe I don't have it right now. I literally just had it pulled up.
Ben Johnson, Bears, don't go crazy.
He would have to be on it,
but I'm saying it's still going to be Vrabel, and it could be Sean Payton with Denver, 14-3. I'm just saying.
I don't like Sean Payton because of that whole thing where he told to hurt players, like he paid his players.
Yeah.
Still, but I mean, it's years
targeting
ago.
Players, yeah, I remember that.
I didn't like that's a sign of a little bit of an insane person.
Yeah.
Like you don't tell people to intentionally. I mean, I don't know. I know he doesn't.
I can't hold him from an award
money for that.
Okay. Yeah. Right. No, he was giving money to the guys, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was paying guys to. Yeah,
that's something.
Yeah, it was 20 years ago. I get it.
Well,
I get
still,
it.
but I mean, you don't think that's he's just not.
I think when the smoke clears, somebody in New England's getting an award somewhere. You got Vrabel up for Coach of the Year. You got May up for MVP. You got Steph Diggs up for Comeback Player of the Year. You said McCaffrey's on that list.
Yep.
I don't see that. Okay, he didn't come back from a torn ACL at 31 like that Steph Diggs did. I'd give it to Diggs. You said Aiden Hutchinson was on that list. Okay. I mean, what did he do? Detroit's defense stunk this year. I'm going Diggs on that award. I'm sorry. I know I sound like a homer a little bit.
Well,
so let me just shut up.
Yeah, well,
move on.
I can't find it.
All
You
right,
got to move on anyway.
You're doing a lot of Googling.
Sorry,
you're coming up with nothing.
Listen, I am. All right, so you know what? Here's the thing. No, it's not lame. Our sponsors. We're going to thank them. Maybe I'll find something, but we have to move along. So we're going to go to talk Celtics next.
790 The Score, your best bet for sports.
Celebrating 25 years, Build RI members have been directly involved in constructing over 110 local, all-union, large-scale commercial construction projects worth more than $10 billion, promoting local economic development initiatives in order to create business opportunities for local businesses and work opportunities for local skilled craftsmen and women in a competitive environment that is level and fair. With career opportunities developed through apprenticeship training programs, the focus is geared towards making their craftsmen and women the most highly skilled in the construction industry. To find out more, visit buildri.org.
The Rhode Island Building and Construction Trades Council. 10,000 skilled craftsmen and women. Together with our contractors, we spend approximately $6 million per year training our membership in state-of-the-art construction technologies to ensure a stable, safe, and productive workforce, delivering projects on time and on or under budget with the finest craftsmanship in the industry. The Rhode Island Building and Construction Trades Council. We build Rhode Island.
No one wants to be involved in an accident, but if there is an occurrence, the best place to take your vehicle is Northeast Auto Body in Johnston. They have a state-of-the-art collision and service center complete with the latest in mechanical and collision repair. But they're a business that handles more than just body work. They provide services such as vehicle inspections, mechanical work, rentals, paintless dent removal, 24-hour towing, and more. Northeast Auto Body, serving New England for over 20 years. Get it done right the first time. Northeast Auto Body, 775 Hartford Ave in Johnston, and at neautobody.com.
Oh, there we go. I always hit the baseball one for basketball. I don't know my problem.
Changing tunes on the fly.
I can't stand it. Hold on. We're hearing from JB.
How resilient is this group?
I would like to say very, very resilient, very tough. Start of the season, the expectations weren't high. But, these guys, they came in and worked from day in and day out. And last year we were second in the East that we finished. We're halfway through the season and we're second in the East. So that's just a testament to the work ethic, the resiliency of our head coach, of our leadership. And it's a testament to where we are right now.
So I saw them play the Pacers the other night, and that's kind of the result I was thinking the first time that they were going to play them. Obviously, who was it? Hugo?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he had a pretty impressive game. I like seeing him. He's he's 19, right?
19.
So, I mean, I see like they're flowing together better. However, again, it's the Pacers, and they won like 5 games.
I'm glad you brought Hugo up. A lot of people look at 19 and you say like he's a baby and his body hasn't filled out. Don't forget, he's built I mean, and he's still filling out. But I'm saying like he looks NBA ready to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget, played overseas, France, Spain, wherever he was, and he's played. He's a little experienced, played in the pro leagues out there. So he's a guy that's right. Joe feels like he can plug and play. Shiaman's been a little bit of an agitator coming in. I know everybody's a little bit like so with him. I know you don't love him. You can take or leave him. Yeah. I get it. All right, that's fine. Okay. My boss feels the same way. I'm going to go against the grain. I see something in Shiaman. Okay. I like to make Creighton, and I still like him. He's left-handed. He gives you another dimension. Okay. Mm-hmm. Gaza down on the interior has been terrific for the Celts. And at 20, as we sit here and do this show right now, I don't know how long it'll last. You saw JB say
our show, or
you saw both. You saw Jalen say that they're second in the East, and that's great. Wow, 27-16. But as we sit here and do this show, just Lakers lost to the Clippers the other night, and for a second here, as of right now, the Celtics are 5th top 5 record in the NBA.
Oh, that's great.
All the way around the NBA. So, and of course, I believe they still need another rebounder just with a week to go before the trade deadline. They need another body. I wouldn't just give Simons away the way he's been playing lately. No. And if he's a salary dump, I'm going to be very upset. If you move him and you think he betters your team, maybe he does. If they think they have enough firepower. I noticed Joe's starting to give a rest to a little guy. Jarek White's been struggling a little bit the last week or so, shooting like 34% from the field. He rested him against Brooklyn the other night. So he's trying to keep everybody fresh. I think they have enough able bodies with the trade deadline in another week. Look for the big name, the huge name, the biggest name in the NBA that could be out there is the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. May have played his last week or so with the Bucks. It could be over.
No kidding.
Yeah,
I mean, we wouldn't be able to get him, but
he's just very upset. Yeah, there's like 1 or 2 teams he wants to go to. It sounds like Knicks or Heat, and the Knicks
are not doing
Knicks
too
can't
well.
Get out of their own way. And you saw them on Martin Luther King Day. You were at the Trot. They were getting rolled by Dallas.
It's not even fun to watch when the teams are losing.
I was enjoying that one because Cooper was playing for Dallas, and it's just fun to see.
I'm
Cooper
like, it was
flag.
just his birthday on December 21st.
That's why I had to let you know that one was on. So, but no, good things for the Celtics. Unfortunately, on a bad note, and I hate to talk about injuries, and you know how I felt about this guy when he begged his way out of Miami. I don't like the person, but I felt terrible to see that Jimmy Butler did tear his ACL the other night, out for the season. Golden State a long shot to go anywhere this year, but they were in the hunt. They had to bring Jonathan Kuminga in, who demanded a trade. They're trying to move Kuminga, the young kid who just can't find his way in Golden State. They bring him in a game the other night, gives them a boost, 10 points in 9 minutes and then lands on someone's ankle, hurts his ankle, had to come out of the game. So it's just not going well for Golden State right now. They're in a lot of trouble. And I would think right now, maybe Al Horford would question his decision to go to Golden State.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, thanks a lot. Although we didn't want to keep him, and that's kind of on us. And he didn't play every game. Is there anything else you want to go? All right, we're doing hockey. All right, I have no idea. Go.
Yeah, no, another week, Jeff, I love it because it's like another week in the books. And when we left here last week, I told you the Bruins were red hot and back in the hunt.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sticking with that theme, even though they did go on the road, Jess, to play Dallas. I popped it on the other night, and it was 6-0 Dallas. And I'm like, oh, boy. So, you know what? Again, in hockey, if you're going to lose. Yeah, really. I was like, they ended up losing 6-2, so there was no quit. They did score a couple of goals just for the heck of it. But no, it's what you do after that. They bounced back on Thursday night, and they beat Bruce Cassidy and the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh, that's a good game.
In Boston, 4-3. Even in this one, they got a little complacent late in the game. Bruins were up 4-0, and of course, 3 goals late by the Knights. Came down to the last seconds. Corpusalo had to make a couple of stops in the waning seconds. Bruins get a big win. Their win is of 8 out of 9. They have 60 points, and they have the second wild card right now. Bruins at 29-20. I'm really, really excited and happy about the team.
Yeah.
To be honest with you right now. And don't forget, there should be a break coming soon. I think February 6th. I see all the promos for it. It's February 6th, the Winter Olympics start.
Oh, good.
So I'd assume at that point the NHL takes a little bit of a break. I'm assuming I believe McAvoy, who's been playing great lately, he's going to be on the team. Remember, he got hurt in the games that tournament last year. So let's hope that we get a better result this year. But I'm happy about the Bruins at 29-20.
Very good. We're going hot stove. This is what I meant to play for baseball. Not much going on. Well, you said the Mets are busy, and Bellinger finally is with the Yanks, which is I'm pleased.
Yeah, get back in touch with reality, Bellinger. I mean, you won an MVP in 19 with the Dodgers. You're a World Series champ. I love Cody Bellinger, but 5 years, $165 million. That's fair. I mean, you've been a guy who hit 160 a couple of years ago, but he does resign 5 years, 165. It's a great deal for both sides. He's a guy who gives you, 25 to 30 homers, close to 100 RBIs. And I just love the defense and the versatility. And I believe the Yankees, if they don't plug a hole at first base and get an upgrade there, you can still use him at first base and then mix and match in your outfield. You brought Grisham back. You've got Judge. They've got options. They could sign back Harrison Bader, who they had a couple of years ago. I like what the Yankees did. And if there's only one thing I would be disappointed, this is the whole the Yankees didn't win last year. And it's like, all right, so what was your big move in the offseason? Bringing back a guy that you had already.
Right, yeah.
So how much better do you get? You needed Bellinger here, okay? The guy is great in the outfield. I can put him in all 3 outfield positions, and I love him at first base because he's left-handed. I like the right-handed mitt over there for tags and stuff like that. He's just a good guy to have, and he's good in the locker room. He's well-liked. Big move for the Yankees. I love having Bellinger back for New York.
I love the Yankees.
All right, very good.
What?
So what's going on with the Mets? Why are they so busy?
Because obviously everybody,
all the New Yorkers.
Everybody in Flushing was going crazy. They lost the closer Edwin Diaz. They lost Peter Alonso. The polar bear went to the Orioles, and they're like, "What are we doing here?" A couple of weeks ago, I was questioning some of their moves because they went out and I love the Bo Bichette move. 3 years, and he got $42 million per. Big numbers for Bo Bichette.
Wow.
But you're bringing Bichette into plays. They've agreed that he's going to play third because he's a shortstop by trade. They've got Francisco Lindor, who's their shortstop, franchise guy.
With the chocolate?
So, what? They've got Bichette said he'll play third base. That's wonderful. But you just brought Jorge Polanco in a couple of weeks ago from Seattle. He's going to play first base. Both guys, I saw their career games at those particular positions, and it adds up to 0.
Oh.
So defensively, I don't like the alignment. You got Soto in the outfield, is a little shaky. So I feel like they just kind of loading up with bodies and just we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, what are you doing here? But I like the move they made this week. They pick up Milwaukee Brewers ace Freddie Peralta in a trade for a couple of minor leaguers. Peralta, 29 years old, 17 wins last year, an ERA under 3. That's the guy you anchor a rotation with. Freddie Peralta, a big move for the Mets because I saw last year's moves with Soto, $765 million. Well, who's going to pitch?
Right.
They had no rotation. Now you brought in a proven ace. He's under control for another 2 years, so the Mets won't lose him in the offseason. It's not a rental. Peralta's a guy you could even think about extending for a long-term deal. Love the move for the Mets. I think that makes them a favorite. And I wouldn't say a favorite in the National League when the Dodgers just keep signing guys with Tucker, 4 years, $260 million. But love the move for the New York Mets.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about? Because we know I have a new segment right now.
Real quick, Jess. It's very underwhelming to you and probably all of the baseball world and fans, but 2 guys did get inducted into the MLB Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And they were good. They're great players. But, I mean, when you think Hall of Fame, I don't know if you think of these guys, but they got in. Carlos Beltran, outfielder Carlos Beltran, had a long career, almost 20 years. And speaking of almost 20 years, Andrew Jones, almost 20 years, had his great years with the Atlanta Braves.
Okay.
And both guys did play for the Yankees later in their career. Beltran was still pretty good.
Yeah, I remember Beltran.
Switch hitting outfielder. Andrew Jones played. He was checked at that point. He was like, he hadn't put the fork down. But I'm saying in his early days, Jess.
More like David Jones.
What? I'll never forget Andrew Jones. I'll equate him to the Yankees. Came up in 1996 as a 19-year-old. I think he's from Aruba or from the Netherlands, from the islands. Came up at 19. They throw him in left field. He starts in the World Series and hits 2 bombs against the Yankees in the 96 World Series. That's the year that the Yankees were going to lose that series when Jim Leyritz hit the big 3-run homer against Mark Wohlers, and that's how the Yankees started that dynasty. And of course, Charlie Hayes caught the last out of that World Series. We had him on our show a couple of years ago. So it's just a lot of moving parts there and good stuff. But congratulations to Carlos Beltran and Andrew Jones. They get into the MLB Hall of Fame. It's weird the way they do it during like when football's hot. Like there's no buzz around it, and then they don't induct you till like July. Or
so
August.
Why not do it in after football? Do it in March.
And of course, Beltran was kind of linked to that whole scandal with the Astros with the trash cans. He was involved. He was like a bench coach and he got suspended. He was supposed to be the Mets coach a couple of years ago, and then he lost the job because of that scandal.
Oh wow!
So so a lot of stuff. But congratulations to them. They deserve it. They were great players.
All right, we're going to a little quick news segment, college football. So I did not watch the championship because I was told that I've watched too much football on the weekend. And being at the game. So I did see some highlights. Indiana, Miami.
Wasn't allowed.
No. We ended up finishing a bunch of series. But anyway, we can talk about that later. Indiana and Miami. Fernando. Impressive stuff. That guy deserved to win the Heisman Trophy. He seems like a great person.
Yeah.
I love his family. I am so his dad, like his mom has MS, obviously, so she can't stand and stuff like that. And the dad never stands during the game. He always sits with her because it's just the family's so good. And he's like, my mom inspires me. And it's like, it puts things in perspective. Like this kid.
It really does. And I mean, I could cry right now. It's an amazing story, but you can't show them every play. I'm sorry. You have to show them every completion. I'm sorry. You got to come on, know the room, know the network.
Still the parents.
Know the fans.
They're still sitting.
No, great story. And that 12-yard touchdown in the middle of the fourth quarter, which wasn't a game winner, but it kind of was the one that put them over the hump, where Cinetti, who doesn't smile, but he finally did. He said, what are you going to do now? He goes, I'm going to have a beer after the game. Kirk Cinetti, he's like in his early 60s. He turned that program around. What a great story. 16-0. I told you 2 weeks ago they were going to win the whole thing. I believed in them.
Bet on it.
And I knew Beck was going to shank it. And he threw a pick late in the game. And he didn't shake hands with the quarterbacks. Always shake hands. It's like the coaches, right?
Yeah.
I saw Beck walk into the locker room, and I saw it on social media. What a sawhead. He didn't shake hands with Mendoza.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I don't like Carson Beck. I don't like his face either. So I
don't
root
his face
for him
either.
Yeah, he stinks.
I actually said that to Jess when we were watching highlights. I'm like, this kid doesn't look like something's off.
But that play where he got the 12-yard touchdown, I guess Cinetti brought the field goal team out. And then they called a timeout, took them off, and then put Mendoza and said, go do it. And he had the will to win. That was great. And of course, they win their first national championship, 16-0, a dream season. And he did just declare for the draft. I didn't know he still had eligibility left, so he could have came back. Poor kid's going to go to Vegas, but he will be the number 1 pick in the draft to the Raiders.
That's all right.
It's a great story. Did you know his brother was the backup?
No.
Yeah, his brother was the backup. I don't know much about him. My brother said that.
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
And then he went into the portal the next day, so he's not going to be the quarterback there next year. He's going somewhere else.
Right.
But just a great story, and it is a great family. It's just, I mean, you don't have to show it every play, but the thing with the mother, pretty woman too, very attractive woman.
Yes.
And that's his sister to the left.
And then they had the little
he's got
brother
little brothers too.
Yeah.
He's got a couple. What a story. And I'm happy for Cinetti. The Italian coach wins, and I love those perfect seasons. Last time I saw a team like this was about 7 years ago with Joe Burrow and LSU. But by the way, they had all 5-star recruits on that team. This Indiana team didn't have any studs.
No,
they just built it up.
Yeah.
That team had Jamar Chase on it, Joe Burrow, probably had Justin Jefferson may have been there. They were loaded.
Yeah.
So great story. I'm just happy to see it. And by the way, they just announced a little while ago that the college football playoff will stay with 12 teams, and I like it. I just think there's a few.
You don't think it's too long?
They were thinking about expanding it. So I don't want to see more teams keep it at 12, and they decide they're going to keep it at 12.
All right. Well, that's such a nice story, but unfortunately, we don't have a great story next.
21-14 Marquette. Powell launches the three and hits. Powell, good look for three. Got it again.
And Powell picks up a technical foul for saying something to the bench at Marquette. I mean, I don't understand. Why?
Providence ball with 9.8 seconds to go. Friars get it into Vox. Vox
Breathe.
had it ripped away. Owens to the corner. James for three. No good, but they say he was fouled by Sellers.
What is Vox doing? All he had to do was hold on to the ball. You just stand there. The game's over.
104. Final 7 seconds. Floyd lost the handle.
What is he doing with the ball?
And a foul on Floyd.
What is he doing with the ball? Sellers or Box should have had the ball then.
Box the three at the buzzer. No good. And Marquette holds on for a 105-104 victory.
We're back on YouTube, and at this point, you should check Dean's face. Breathe.
All right.
Breathe.
I love you, Joe Hassett. I don't know what anybody's doing, okay? You didn't mention Kim English once, okay? This team stinks on ice, okay? I watched this entire heartbreaker. You lost to Marquette, and I do have to do a shout-out to someone who I barely know, but I promised someone because there's been some stuff going on around the program this week, but it's been interesting. You lost to Shaka Smart, who's agreed that he hates the portal. He decides not to use it this year, so now he comes out with one of the worst Marquette teams they've ever had.
They were like 6 and something,
They're 6
right?
and 13.
Well, now 7.
6 going into the night. And by the way, PC never wins down there, and they're consistent.
Well, they're very consistent.
6 and 13, 1 and 7 in the conference. But you know what? I watch him on the sidelines. If it's close, he's beating you. He wins. He's a coach, and he believes in his players. They go into the pregame. They go, well, they're tops in the country and in the Big East and steals. So you think you know that going in. One guy, they have 9 a game. One Jason Ross, the point guard, had 8 by himself or 7 career high. And I'm just watching Turnover City. It was like Salitro's Bakery in their prime. All right. But I mean, this game, you just knew what was going to happen. You hear Hassett saying, what is going on? You follow a 3-point shooter. Corey Floyd, let me tell you something. Corey Floyd, it's overtime. They're dribbling down the court. You think you'd have a contingency plan. You could tell Floyd wasn't comfortable with the ball in his hands. He's looking towards the bench, meaning like, do you want me to call a timeout or what's the play? So instead, not only does he lose the ball, because you could have at least got the double overtime. It was tied.
Yeah.
You were at least okay. He fouls the guy after he loses the ball. They find ways. Jalen Sellers, who had 30 points, misses 2 free throws. He's the number 1 free throw shooter in the conference, and then misses a point blank layup, and then fouls the guy shooting 3 in regulation. But the funny thing was, I get a text. Real quick, I get a text from Matt Ginden, who I work with at Antonio's. Great guy.
Oh, I like Matt.
Friend of mine. Matt's a hot sketch. You know,
he has a keeping score sweatshirt.
So he introduced me to a guy at a party a couple of weeks ago at Antonio's in the back room. He goes, "This is my friend Dan, diehard Friar fan.
Okay,
a little younger than we are.
Friar fan Dan.
He goes back to Dan Pellegrino, so he goes back to maybe like Austin Crochet, Eric Murdoch, maybe.
Okay.
So I get a text from Matt saying that Dan wants a shout out on keeping score. He had a friend that went to the women's PC game a few days ago.
Yeah.
And went to the game and saw Kim English there.
Oh boy.
Said Kim English looked disheveled the way he was dressed, and then said that his socks didn't match. Okay. Listen, I don't care if his socks, Dan Pellegrino, you got your shout out, okay? But I don't care if his socks are polka dot. Win ball games. If you can't win, I don't care. Like, it's like Cassis with the Red Sox. Paint your fingernails. If you drop 30 and 100, I don't care.
Right.
But if you're 1-2-7 in the Big East and you're losing at Marquette against a team that won't use the portal, I got a problem with it. Kim needs to go. It's over.
It is
okay.
Over.
I don't care about buyouts. Quit. Something's
maybe he wanted to be with. Maybe he's getting some coaching tips from Erin Bath, the PC Friars woman coach.
And you know what? I'm glad that I didn't take the cheese with you, because about 3 weeks ago,
I know.
I felt like, I liked it because I'm like, well, maybe I want to be wrong. I'm like, she sees something here. She sees a little growth. Where?
I just don't want to lose those, because they are good players. They just don't know how to end a game.
So he can bring some players in and he can't coach. And I don't want to hear it's because they didn't have the kid Jason Edwards for 3 games because he's a ball hog. They're better without him. But
he doesn't take not good shots.
Execution at the end of the game. And I told you this last week, Jess, Big East is building. There's good coaches coming in. Kevin Willard at Villanova doing a great job. Richard Pitino Jr. Okay, and of course Seton Hall's had a good year on the Shaheen Holloway, even though they let one get away against Rick Pitino Sr. the other night. So I'm just upset right now. And of course, you had Cooley on Saturday. I mean, the only silver lining is they suck this year too. So
let's throw some water bottles at people. All right, listen, I don't know. We gotta go. We only have 2 minutes. So birthdays. We're ending with birthdays. So bring it. It is Sunday, January 25th. Who was born today? Anybody good?
Luckily, I just lost the sheet and I got nothing.
Because you got mad.
Do you remember in the mid-'80s, former Olympic gold medalist gymnast Mary Lou Retton?
Of course.
What was she, like 4'3"?
Oh my God. She most recently arrested for a DUI.
How old?
Ooh, 61.
She's 58. Yeah.
Damn.
And I got to say, it's one of the worst weeks, thank God, because we're up against it. On the other side, R&B singer Alicia Keys is...
49.
45.
Damn.
Yeah, and I was so desperate, I threw one birthday out because I just happened to see it this week. It's not her birthday today.
Okay.
But January 22nd, early in the week, the very sexy, I won't say beautiful, the very sexy Diane Lane is 61.
Why wouldn't you say beautiful?
Because I find her to be more sexy than beautiful. She's pretty, she's attractive, but she's not gorgeous. I just liked her in Unfaithful. She had the scrape on her knee. She did naughty things with the book guy. I got it. I got it.
It's also 30 years old. She kept up pretty well. Like, she's a natural beauty.
She shouldn't, you know what I mean? Like,
she shouldn't have. But he wasn't wowing her in bed.
You got Richard Gere and a nice kid at home. I mean, grow up.
She just wanted to go with the artist.
I watched it.
All right, so is that how you got? Yeah, you did multiple times.
And he took a snow globe off the coconut. I'm just saying.
He just ruined it for the people who haven't seen Unfaithful from 1997. All right, that's birthdays for Sunday, January 25th. We legit have a minute left. I finished His and Hers. I still hate them. Heated Rivalry on HBO Max. You're not going to watch that one, the hockey guys. And then I started Mel Brooks, 99-Year-Old Man. It's a series on HBO. About his career and his movies and how he changed the landscape of, how the way people made movies and the sarcasm. And so I'm on that. So Shrinking comes on this week on Wednesday. Go. You got 30 seconds.
Yeah, and I was stuttering a little bit on that whole thing with Patrick Dempsey. I hate those shows that have too many words in the name of the show.
Yeah.
So that's why it hit me.
Keeping Score with Jess and Dean.
It's Memory of a Killer. So he's got Alzheimer's and he's doing hits and Walter Santi's involved.
All right,
I can say.
Very good. Solid show.
Let's hope we're prepping next week for Pats and the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. I mean, let's hope for the best.
I definitely hope for the best. Obviously, go Patriots. You can follow us, Keeping Score with Jess and Dean, Facebook and Instagram. We'll be back here Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Stay safe out there. Hopefully you have some heat.
Thank you.
Once again, go Pats.
Bye.
Okay.